Redington has had an extraordinary journey, and this year we are proud to mark a significant milestone. 25 years of operations in the Middle East and Africa. How did we get here? It all comes down to strong and a clear sense of purpose. So let's hear from the person who's been steering the ship, Viswanath Pallasena, the CEO of Redington. Let's go talk to him and find out more. Hi Vish.
Hey, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, same here. So I'm here to talk about Redington, and we've had an incredible year last year.
You bet.
So I wanted to ask you a lot of questions around that. But before that, I thought, which is your favorite part of this massive and amazing office?
That's my favorite topic. My favorite part, let me take you there.
Okay, let's go there and chat. I should have guessed the pantry, of course.
Of course it is.
Which was your favorite moment from the past year?
You know, being a strong believer that journey is more important and success is in the journey and not necessarily at the destination. I will say that the most important things and the interesting thing was the consistency with which we delivered and the improvements that we made week after week, month after month, making improvements and then resulting where we are today with a relatively good success that I can be happy and talk about as well. So that was one part.
Yeah.
The second part is even more interesting. If you were to speak one specific thing, it was the Autodesk win. Why am I singling that out? Because here is a situation where there was one leader who actually recognized that this business is better placed with the maturity to recognize and tell it should be better placed with TSG. And there was this, that was Betty. And then we had another leader, Katie, who took this up and the contract and delivered on that. The presentation was excellently delivered, working across different businesses was done. And finally, when we landed at the contract, sweet moment. It was really, really sweet moment for us.
Which way do we have the offices in the UAE for Redington?
This is the crown jewel. That's where you are right now.
Burjuman Business Tower?
Absolutely.
Okay.
And then we have our place where we get all the work gets done, which is to shipping to our customers, receiving the goods from our vendors and all of that. The place of action, ADC.
The Automated Distribution Center.
Absolutely, in Jabal Ali.
Okay, so let's go have a look at the ADC and see more.
All the way?
Yeah.
Yes, let's do it.
Let's do it.
This is ADC.
This is really amazing. Can you tell me the story behind this space?
You wouldn't believe when I say this. This is 15 years since it was started in 2010. Back then, we didn't have an own warehouse, and we decided to have one as the business was rapidly expanding. And as we came to know, when we built this warehouse, we just not did build it, but we also automated a large part of it so that the efficiency can come through as well. This is where all the action happens. Janice, you're in the right place when you want to see action.
I truly have seen some action today. So from here, this warehouse caters to our business at Redington, but also for third party?
Yeah, great question. We actually have a business in Procurate, which is also third-party business. The warehouse caters to both. But as you can see, right now it's filled with the inventory that belongs to Redington. We do hire third-party warehouses outside for that. And that is one of the reasons why we are looking at constantly expanding our warehouses as well.
And we have a similar facility in Saudi Arabia?
We have a similar facility at Saudi Arabia. And in addition to that, great question, because as we speak now, we are building a mother of all warehouses there with the most modern facilities, catering to third parties primarily. And it is even temperature controls with robotic controls in operation. It's going to be an exciting place for us to talk about and show and actually go to business with.
This sounds amazing, Vish. So we've been to Burjuman Business Towers, we've been to that office there, we've been here to the Automated Distribution Center. So what happens at Edge Hotel?
Let's go there and find out.
Done, let's go. So this is it, huh?
Yes. This is the Redington office at Edge Hotel.
So, you know, Vish, when Redington office was being inaugurated at the Edge Hotel, I think maybe 2015, I was part of the media that came to cover the inauguration. So I never thought back then I would be working here. So it's pretty cool to be here.
Awesome.
Can you tell me what happens here? Like, what is the business that we do here?
Well, this is a place where we work on our businesses, everything going from data center up, focus on the enterprise part of the business. And this is a business that started very well a few years ago, as you know, and has been doing extremely well for us. And it's the most important part of our business today in Redington.
What is the role of distribution in the cloud and software space?
Well, I'm glad you asked that question. I'm so reminded about our colleague's article that came about in LinkedIn that he had published. It's a classic three-body problems that he talked about. In a celestial sense, three bodies, attached or moving around or controlled around the gravity is usually creating a situation which is very complex. We have a similar situation here with the customer in the center, and we have where our distributors, vendors, and the partners who deliver the solutions to the customer happening. But the whole thing is that without this balance that is there, just like we have the balance in the eternal space of that we talk about, this balance that exists between distributors, vendors, and partners is the one that is going to be always there. So in that sense, distributors are going to be playing a bigger role, if I may say so, in the future as well. And the software-defined business is no exception to that.
So can you tell us what is the guiding North Star for Redington going forward?
For us, growth. Currently, if I look at it, Redington today worldwide is in the 7th place of distributors in the world. And we operate only in emerging geographies. Quite unlike some of our people who are in the first top 6 who are ahead of us are actually operating maybe in emerging geographies or in larger markets.
Mature markets, yes.
Major markets. And I think our North Star guiding us towards being in the top 5 is not very far away. We're going to do it in 2 years' time.
And how easy or difficult is it for us to achieve this milestone?
Nothing is easy. Getting here was not easy, but we did. And we did it fast. Getting to be within the first 5 also is not going to be easy. But this team, this talent, and how we are set up today and organized is going to take us there, I'm sure.
Thank you, Vish. This has been amazing. Lots of important takeaways and interesting conversations that I'm sure people can take it forward with them forever,
Great chatting with you. It's been personally a very interesting day overall.
Thank you.
Thank you.